everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts back once again with another reaction. Today, guys, we're checking out Batwoman Season 1, Episode 5, entitled...
Mine is a long and a sad tale.
That's a long fucking title. I don't like when they do that. For me personally, I think that this show is pretty solid overall. The third episode, the 1, 2, and 4, good stuff. What do you think?
I think it's been pretty good.
Pretty good?
Yeah.
You enjoying, do you like the fact that now she has the Batwoman suit, or... Did you like the prototype suit, or did you see...
I like her suit that she has now.
Yeah. And they introduced a kind of love interest, but then she's quickly pushed to the side because Kate's still learning how to have that dual life where she's Kate Kane, but also Batwoman at the same time, so she's still learning that process. We had Magpie in the last episode. It's fine. I definitely think the fight scenes were better than episode 3 with Pre-Hush. But I'm curious where we go, because now that the stepmom revealed that she, like, her own people...
Oh yeah, those deer bones.
Yeah, the deer bones. And now, finally, because I kept complaining. It's kind of weird how I was complaining about certain things, about how they were focusing so much on these certain aspects of the storyline when they needed to be focusing on other things and expanding more. I was like, they need to just have the dad stop saying, she's just trying to get my head, she's not my daughter. And now, he's being told, it is your daughter. Because I covered it all up. I made all this shit up with the deer bones. Poor deer. The deer bones were being used for a long-lost girl. That's pretty sad. Poor deer. So, what does the dad do? Does he kick her out?
I would hope so.
I would hope so, too.
I mean, if he just lets her stay there, like...
He's not dead.
That's just wrong.
Yeah. So... I'm curious where we go. I have no clue what's happening next. You know, I think they were kind of keeping the stuff in secrecy or whatever in terms of characters coming on after this. Because we heard about the first little bit about what they were covering, but now I don't know where we're going, so I'm pretty excited. So here we go, guys. Batwoman Season 1, Episode 5. Let's go. I don't know what that is.
Why are they taking people's...
I don't know what the rest of her story is.
Of course it's her.
Is that Alice? No.
Sure about that? Hang on.
It looked like her.
Okay, it's too sick even for her. Bruce doesn't have night vision goggles.
Batman doesn't do goggles.
Ah.
What did you reveal to her?
Nothing. I wouldn't betray you.
Nice. Oh. Nice. Oh. Oh. Hey.
Stealing skin off corpses, sadistic even for you.
Keyword corpses. I didn't hurt anyone.
Is Mouse a real person or a figment of your imagination?
Hmm.
And what are you two planning?
You think she's gonna voluntarily go to rehab?
No.
Nice try.
Oh.
But Alice will do. Your clock's ticking.
Ticking.
Let me down and I'll tell you all about my long, sad tale.
What are you talking about?
She doesn't know.
No one told you.
Oh,
That is so
now she'll know.
them.
The bones in Miller Farm.
You don't seem that surprised. Is that because
she didn't believe it.
Bones were mine? Why am I like this?
Okay, why?
Oh, you don't want to know that.
Okay.
I've waited 15 years to hear it.
Hello, Beth. You're okay. My son Johnny and I were fishing in the river and we saw you along the rocks.
She's headed west on the interstate.
Let's go.
She didn't turn her phone off?
She wanted to track it.
How could... What? Are you covering up for the lab's mistake? Mom,
No, she made it up. She's the one who lied. Yeah. We see, if someone else would have told her, it would have been worse.
Yeah.
But still.
You do not want to be sober for the remainder of this story. Trust me.
Okay. Just accept it.
And what does this place have to do with anything?
This is weird, watching them at like a restaurant eating.
Pray your dreams will take you elsewhere. He went by Johnny then.
It's Leviosa, not Leviosa. I can do any voice I hear.
We interrupt this program with breaking news. Police announced earlier that they've expanded their search for the missing Kane girl to the county.
Yep.
want you to leave us.
Oh.
Kate's soon-to-be ex-stepsister? You are?
Luke, Kate's associate, assistant, real estate person. Luke, Kate's not...
He doesn't know.
Then I'm so sorry I was ever born from the Wicked Witch of Gotham. And I get why she's avoiding me, but...
Are you okay?
No, he's not.
So Kate was right this whole time.
We don't know what's right.
But you...
The only way to settle this for good is to catch Alice.
I was a friend.
Were you? Oh!
Friend.
A sense of purpose.
What is that?
Oh, little experiment.
I just want to go home.
You ain't going home.
This is your home now.
Yeah.
My dad.
His raspy voice makes it even creepier. What the hell?
Drugger?
Tell me you're a lightweight.
On the roof! There you go.
Dang.
Damn.
Where's my daughter? Where is she? Which one?
Oh.
Just like you were too blind to see your own daughter.
Oh! He's losing it.
That celestial sisterly bond is real, man.
Actually, that's really heavy.
His face just like...
I don't even know who my own mom is anymore. I just found out I have a second stepsister. Kate found her actual full sister?
That's the
You
house.
found the tracker, didn't you?
The staircase. That's the house she was
You
in.
know I'd come for you.
Yes, I found the tracker.
Let me go, Alice.
We haven't even gotten to the best part of the story yet.
Oh, okay.
Alas, after weeks.
Looks like a secret doorway. Yeah, it doesn't look like an actual door.
Teddy, it's me, Beth. You have to help.
I remember that call. My first and last chance at freedom.
My daughter Beth called me not 1 hour ago from this house. She said, hell clear as can be.
It was all an insensitive prank. It was my son. He has an ability, I guess you'd say, for mimicry.
Hi, Daddy. It's me, Beth. I learned a new song.
Why didn't he just tell him, your daughter's here?
Here, let me show you.
That close? Jesus.
She can't just open the door just to make sure.
That was a cool little shot there. Walks in as she leaves.
I waited for you to feel it,
Open the door, like you said.
to sense.
Now she's being put into the room.
Hi, Daddy. Is Kate okay? Is Kate happy?
Damn.
Is she sleeping enough? Has she done her homework? Seen it? Where's Beth? When was the last time you uttered those words, Commander Crow?
Damn.
Was it here? You've never cared.
Found the knife.
You gave up on me!
Ugh. Yep. I should have known.
Sophie, I'm in here.
It's Mouse. It's Mouse. Jesus. Yeah, get that gun. Ugh.
I said drop it, or the next one goes in his head.
Oh
You
shit.
can play this game, sister. Let us all walk out of here, and no one has to die today.
Shouldn't you be in the hospital?
Yeah, he should be. Alice in Wonderland. Of course. That's how it all started.
Yeah.
The madness.
I love you, Alice.
I love you too, dear brother.
Brother. Well, there you have it, guys. What'd you think?
I thought it was good.
I thought it was pretty intense. Like it was.
I liked seeing what she went through.
Like it was dark.
Yeah.
I like the fact that the dad that got her had a raspy voice and made it even more creepy. And I guess he started experimenting on taking people's faces because of his son. Because the son carried on the tradition.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I mean, we saw the face in that previous flashback in the sink, but none of it tied together until this episode where we saw all of it being... Well, not all of it, but it being laid out, the start of it. Because how long was she with him? With that guy? And clearly, Mouse he carried on that tradition of taking people's faces while he was in Arkham. He's now out. It was kind of weird seeing them both in a car together, driving somewhere. Of course, she's got handcuffs on. But they're like sitting talking. It's like, I'm used to seeing them like confrontations and shit, but like sitting in a car just nonchalant talking is just kind of weird. But it kind of fit because she was leading her to that house. And the whole tie-in with that house and the fact that they were actually there and she was on the other side of the door and you made the point.
Why don't you just open the door just to check, make sure?
Just open the door. You open the door, she's there, and then all Kate has to do is scream that she's there, and then the dad turns around and shoots that guy. Yeah. Or beats him up, something. But I like, in the context of it being that they were that close, and miraculously, this boy can mimic voices, Mouse. So he was able to mimic her voice and make it sound like
you said, why didn't he just...
Why didn't he just say something? I think because his dad had brainwashed him to the point of, do not go against me. Because he said that he has no friends. Mouse had nobody. Yeah. So, like, if you go against your dad, you're going to go into a foster home? Because there's no mom around, clearly. Yeah. So, I like the angle of it being, like, a mystery. It is gruesome, dark, little horror vibe, thriller type situation. And at first I'm like, why is Kate about to pass out of the restaurant? And then she said, well, of course I paid somebody to drug your drink. And like, if she would not have accepted a drink, she would have been fine. Mm-hmm. But Kate had to get that drink. A lot of other things that happened too. I mean, I'll probably still go back and talk about that stuff because there's definitely a lot to dive in about that. But so the stepmom reveals to her daughter that she's the one who lied and was covering shit up. And now it seems like the dad and stepmom are on the outs. He said we're going through. Yeah.
Who would possibly stay with her?
He's like, we're going through a rough patch. No, this is more than a rough patch. Yeah. This is like, no, the marriage is over, done. And seeing Luke, like having to deal with Kate's stepsister, I forget her name. But I remembered at one point that I forgot about it again, so apologize. But she came in acting like she was drunk, it seemed. And then she was drinking more, she wanted pizza. And it actually made me kind of happy, and not in terms of her suffering and all this kind of stuff. It made me happy because Luke was actually doing something besides just being the tech guy and just saying tech jargon. He's actually interacting with somebody else, and even though he's just trying to get her out of there because he doesn't want her there, he's actually doing more in the episode, talking to her, trying to figure this stuff out, and giving her a little bit of advice, kind of, but not really. But he's just having to deal with her. Because she's like, well, where's Kate at? He's like, I don't know. Get out of here. Because you're not supposed to be here. So I'm glad that Luke was able to do a little bit more stuff in this episode. Let's see. So, with the whole thing of the dad, like, I'm happy that he found out finally that your long lost daughter and Alice are one and the same, but at the same time I kind of wish he found out sooner. But how they were kind of setting it up, and this house tying it all in and everything. Interesting, because I wasn't sure what direction they were going, because when they showed her in the basement earlier in the season and seeing the face in that sink, there was no context. Now we do, because I was wondering, how was she found? Where was she found? Because the idea would be that she'd be in the car, you would think, but the mom was in the car dead. She somehow got out, maybe through the backing of, like, the back window that was busted out that Kate was able to get out of before it fell. But it's interesting how this guy found her, and I have one complaint too about that. So besides one we pointed out how they could have opened the door and the boy could say something. She had that nail, right? That picked that. She could have stabbed him. When he went and grabbed the phone, she could have ran at him and stabbed him in the chest or something, or in the stomach, or in the no-no place.
Why did she try to run at that point? She just stood there and let him talk.
She could have ran, and then when he grabbed her, she could have, like, as he struck him, stabbed him in the hand with that nail. I mean, she's a little girl.
But I mean, she obviously figured out how to pull a nail out of the wall and open the door.
So her instinct should have been, I can stab this dude.
I can run.
See, like, I think that's the issue.
I feel like maybe she should have tried to run out of the house instead of use the phone. I mean, yeah, use the phone, but
as soon as he grabs it,
she
could have ran. She could have attempted to ran.
She should have just automatically ran and tried to find someone else.
Possibly. But, like, is that place secluded? We don't know, because they never showed.
But, I mean, she obviously knew that he was in the house. I mean, she was looking just to make sure he wasn't around the corner or something. She
could have, yeah. I think, like, I like the premise of it, and I like the fact that it's, like, a horror thriller thing where it's pretty gruesome shit, but at the same time, there's things they could have easily done, and it would have been more interesting. It would have been more interesting, like you said. She either calls and then tries to run, or she tries to run the first thing she does. Or the fact is, if the boy would have said something, or Kate would open the door, it would have fixed this whole thing, so they had to figure out a way. But I think it would have been more effective is if she, because it looks like that door that goes down to the basement, that little thing, that cupboard, that, like, the stuff on the shelving, it doesn't look like it's an actual door.
No.
Like, it would have been more interesting if they...
It must have had, like, some kind of handle or something.
Handle, because she went and found it.
Yeah,
I think it would be interesting if they would have made it more not obvious it's a door, even though it didn't look like it was a door, and then Kate finds it. And right as she's about to maybe open it, her dad or that guy stops her.
Yeah.
I think it would have been more effective, because because she said, Heth, nothing. It's like, the door is locked on the other side. You could have opened it from your end. I think that's the issue, is that they could have found more ways to make that scene really, really, really effective. And it still was effective in a sense, but we're finding red flags that are bothersome to me and her too, because she only speaks up on stuff that really bothers her if it really does. Other times she'll just go, meh. Because there's sometimes watching TV shows, not specific to the Arrowverse, where she'll question, well, why did that happen? I'm like, it's TV. She's like, it doesn't matter, it's TV. It doesn't make sense. But other times, I question stuff, she's like, no, it's TV. So it's one of those things where we're both on the same page. They could have made those scenes more effective. But I overall enjoyed this episode, even though it had no Batwoman whatsoever in it, at all. But...
It did.
Okay, but I'm in the suit.
She was in the suit.
Oh, yeah, she was. For like...
What's wrong with you?
At
the very beginning of the episode. That's how she caught her.
Because the majority of it, she wasn't, and I was just so focused on this whole backstory.
Are you drunk?
Yeah, I probably am. We literally did nothing today, and I'm just like, I don't know why. But also Alice too, like having that really emotional speech to her dad right before she stabs him in the house. It's pretty good. But yeah, overall, good episode, really good. I'm really excited to see what happens next, because now everything's out in the open. We know who this mouse guy is. And we kind of know the majority of where her backstory started. I'm curious how they're going to expand on it and show more of it. And hopefully we'll see that over time, because you don't want to just drop it all at once. So there you have it, guys. That's a reaction. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll talk to you guys soon.